morning, everyone. Today, we're going to report international social work. And before we start, let me introduce our topic first. Our topic for today is international social work, introduction, background of the international and the Philippine settings, programs and services of the specific settings, rules, function and responsibilities of social work in international Philippine settings, interview of social worker, or find a videos or an article that reflect realistic work of social worker of the international and the Philippine settings. So the learning materials or references. So diri na mo nakuha ang among mga background sa among studies, diri mi nagkuha og mga resources. And the learning outcomes. So ang mga kuha sa mga listener is sa mga most especially sa mga students. Students will know the rules and responsibility of the international social work in the Philippine settings and able to learn about the importance and impact of the international social work. Students will learn the services and programs within the specific settings and also improve the social and material well-being of people everywhere. So students' outcomes: demonstrate ethical and professional behavior, engage diversity and differences in their practice, advance human rights and social economy. So for today's motivational quote, how wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment to improve the world. Good morning world, good morning Philippines. This is the IPNSW News reporting. This is Melojane Berenelia Abadios reporting the introduction of international social work. International social work encompasses those aspects of repression that address practice or policy issues that affect more than one country. Increasingly, and the term is linked to social work within the context of globalization. The term has been used since at least 1928. And scholars have devoted considerable attentions of defending international social work. So international social work is generally understood to encompass global social problems and policies issues, comparative social policies, international professionals organization, social work practice focus on development of human rights, migration, especially that international agency. It is politely a vast subject area if one considered international social work to include comparative and global perspective on each area of social work, expertise and concern. This bibliography is necessarily limited to sources addressing broad categories of dimensions of international social work, include our significant works on a major concept underpinning international social work. Attention to key debates within the field. Source on international social work, education on internationalizing curriculum, and sources on comparative social policy. The bibliography does not include articles or books on specific global problems such as child labor, human trafficking, or HIV or AIDS. The focus is on material authorized by social worker, but some interdisciplinary works are also included. So sa atong international social worker kay sila ang ga-provide sa mga resources, counseling, education, and other forms of assistance to combat certain international issues. So certain international issues. So unsa man na siya generally? So certain international issues such as child labor, gender inequality, environmentally harmful development, poverty, war, natural disasters. So mao na ang mga kuan sa mga international social worker. International social work, a social development approach. International social work is this great field of practice within social work that seeks to improve the social and material well-being of people everywhere. It is practiced across geopolitical borders and it is all level of social and economic organization. International social work also development focused and as such much international social work countries. Although some social work educators are relatively new to the field of international social work, many others began to initiate this discussion for more than 50 years ago. It is also being given to preparing students for professional careers in international social work, including the thousands of non-government organizations that contribute to development-focused international social work in all regions of the world. In support of these initiatives, various approaches to international social work educations have emerged that integrate the theory-based and rich practice traditions of social work with those of social development. So, ang international social work, a social development approach is the policy and programs that meet needs, protects and promote rights, manage social problems, facilitates the optimal use and opportunities, optimal use of opportunities, improve of people and social inclusion. And now, we will go to know the background of the international social work in the Philippine settings. Let's witness Abby's report.
Good morning, everyone. So we are here to talk about the history of international social work. The increasingly interdependent world and the need for the development of international collaboration have necessitated the introduction of international concepts and global competence to the social work profession. The history of internalization in the social work profession is connected to the rise of social problems resulting from global interactions and economic interdependence of countries around the world. Over time, social work professionals have been increasingly confronted with the challenges of immigrants and refugees or travel to assist in humanitarian and reconstruction efforts during or after major catastrophic events, such as disasters and war. Consequently, social work education has embraced a global perspective on many fronts: curriculum transformation, study abroad, student and faculty exchange, and collaborative overseas. The social work as profession began in Amsterdam in 1899 and later spread concurrently throughout Europe and the United States. Eventually, in the 1920s, it found its way to the other places in the world, including South America, the Caribbean, India, and South Africa. The formation of the International Association of Schools of Social Work and the International Federation of Social Work in 1928 and 1929, respectively, gave impetus to the profession in organizing social work practitioners and educators from around the globe. These two major international social work organizations have also provided leadership in connecting international agencies and international development organizations to social work worldwide. Social workers have played and continue to play a vital role internationally in promoting humanitarian assistance, post-disaster development and reconstruction, and social work and economic development. Profession of social work in the Philippines. Historical accounts of the period show that the humanitarian impulse has always been present. The heads of the tribes or the chiefs of the barangays were generally assessed in terms of their physical powers and their capacities to provide for the obvious physical needs of their constituents. Concern exists for the welfare of neighboring tribe as well as within the tribe. The use of the Tagalog words such as bayanihan and damayan, which are fully expressive of mutual helpful and neighborliness as evidence of interbarangay cooperation. The paramount motive of Spanish colonization was to spread Christianity. Missionaries worked side by side with the conquistadors, and Christianity brought about changes in the economic, religious, and social life of people. During this era, individual charitable acts was performed because of religious motives. Many aided the poor because, as the benefactors, they hoped to expiate their sins and gain salvation for their souls. The missionaries, churches, convents, and monasteries spearheaded charity work. They were the founders of towns, not only preaching religious tenets, but instructing the natives regarding matters of social, mostly educational, improvement, hospital, almhouses, asylums, and schools were found by different religious orders. Child welfare work started in institutions and provide two major services. This includes basic education and occupational training. And now, we will going to know the impact of international social work. Let's witness the report of Ms. Asido.
Good day everyone, my name is Christina Asido from BSSW1E. So today we're gonna talk about work impact of the social worker. So for more info, let's proceed. Work impact of the National Social Work. International social work requires caring and compassionate individuals who can also handle significant amounts of stress. Our social work brings individual face to face and with the difficult realities of poverty, abuse, war, diseases, economic instability, and other forms of trauma. Such aid efforts extended to other national disasters, including similar efforts following the 2018 tsunami in Indonesia. Many aid organizations also provide direct support for refugees displaced due to political or economic unrest across Europe, Africa, and South America. While the international social work organizations can vary in size, scope, and the type of work on which they focus, many NGOs seek individuals who are highly analytical, responsible, organized, and willing to work with scarce resources. These values are often shared with other NGOs and social service organizations. International social work covers a wide variety of areas. In 2015, around 736 million, 10% of the world's population, live on 1.90 per day or less, with chronic problems like poverty, war, natural disasters, human trafficking, disease, and forced labor. The need for international social workers continues to be great. Around 736 million, 10% of the world's population in 2015 live on 1.90 a day or less. International social workers can be placed anywhere in the world to provide aid to diverse populations. Third countries where basic human needs are often not met. International organizations have deployed to help. International social workers with specialized skills and training are in high demand to work in this area. Many governments rely on international aid organizations to provide structures and the workforce to ensure aid programs provide the assistance necessary to tackle critical problems, providing relief to individuals in need and helping establish systems and infrastructure are ultimate goals of international social work. So that's all, and we have the next speaker, Mr. Nelvin Kagapi Abrinica. His topic is four concepts, thus the international definition of social work. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching.
As a continuation, let's talk about the four concepts, thus international definition of social work. So moreover, social work is a practice-based profession and academic discipline that promotes social change, development, social cohesion, and the empowerment and liberation of people. So moving on, let's talk about the major focus of international social work. So international social work focuses on the interaction between process of globalization and the development of social welfare at national level. To simplify, it is a mission that connects various countries in order to gain access and share common interests of their own society. And for the last part, let's talk about the skills do international social work need to have. So when you work as an international social worker, there are even more issues that you face, going to different parts of the world and working within several cultures and countries. So the very first skills or quality is being a resourceful person. It means getting things done even though you're facing challenges or constraints. So the second is a good communication skills. So it means communication skills are transmitting information from one person to another. Communication skills does not refer to speaking, but also to be able to a good listener. So the third quality is being a sense of humility. It is a quality or state of being a humble person. And so the last very important quality is being a tenacity person. It is a quality that a person is determined or abundance of determination.
These are the programs and services in the Philippine and international cities.
My name is Bia Marila. My topic is all about international social work.
International social work encompasses those aspects of the profession that address practice or policy issues that affect more than one country. Increasingly, the term is linked to social work within the context of globalization. Term has been used since at least 1928, generally understood to encompass global social problems and policy issues, comparative social policy, international professional organization, social work practice focus on development of human rights or migration, especially that in international. The role of social worker in the Philippines. The social worker in the Philippines has a lot of things to work for, has many roles in the welfare of Filipino people. They are citizens of Philippines, have a good moral character. Biggest roles is to develop their mental awareness about the needs of Filipino people. Have a big heart for all Filipino who have mental and health problems. They also have an advocacy. More concerned about the poverty of Philippines. Importance of social workers in the Philippines. They are the ones who assist the needs of the Filipino people and help Filipino to the difficult problems that they cannot solve with themselves. They are the most concerned to the poor people and the health of those people who really have no capability to buy medicine. They also act as a mediator, a good provider, a good counselor, and give services to those Filipino who are in need. Kinds of social worker in the Philippines. There are many kinds of social worker in the Philippines. One is a private social worker and other one is a public social worker. There is also a volunteer social worker who gives free service to all Filipinos in need. Their Department of Social Welfare and Development or DSWD, Local Government Unit or LGU, Non-Government Organization or NGO, who help and protect the Filipino people with problems and illness.
Reporter will be given to Christine Alasco. A round of applause, please.
What do international social work do? Address and solve the issue. Duties include promoting and supporting the rights. Often work with government, UN organization, non-government organization, develop community service.